The ocean forgets. It erases blood. It silences screams. It buries bones beneath waves that no longer ripple. But history whispers. Because some horrors don't drown. They float. You've been lied to. They told you pirates were rebels, adventurers, rogues with rum and treasure maps. Forget that. Forget the feathered hats. Forget the songs. Because what roamed these waters were monsters with sails. Every scrape across the barnacles was a memory carved in flesh. Some screamed. Others went silent, their pain too vast for sound. The sea showed no mercy. It only pulled, pressed, and swallowed. Let's bring them back. Blindfolded, tied, pushed toward the edge, one echoing step at a time. Below, black water, fins, silence that begged to scream. Above, laughter, bets. These weren't relics, they were trophies. Each skull told a story, a betrayal, a mutiny, a fight lost. And the salt air didn't erase them. It preserved them, yellowed, cracked, and grinning still. Will he sink? Will he scream? Will the sharks wait or not? Captain George Lowther didn't need trials. He only needed a splash. And sometimes it wasn't an enemy. It was a crewmate who stole, or spoke, or simply annoyed the wrong man. One survivor later said, "The silence after the splash haunted me more than the screaming." It was theatrical. Pirates didn't just hurt, they made it a message. One that said, we can reach what you love, and we'll destroy it slowly. Not swords, not bullets, just exile. They marooned their own, left them on barren islands with no food, no water, maybe a pistol with one bullet. Some nights, pirates didn't even wait for resistance. They boarded silently, knives drawn, eyes gleaming with madness, and cut down men as they slept in hammocks. Blood dripped between the planks before a single word was spoken. In the morning, sails still flapped, but no one was left to steer. These weren't raids, they were vanishings. Edward England was cast out for showing mercy. He survived for 4 months on driftwood and desperation. The ocean turned red, then black. Seabirds circled overhead, feasting without questions. And when night fell, the tide dragged it all away, as if the massacre never happened. Others weren't so lucky. Some carved their names into rocks, their final words erased by the tide. The islands didn't bury them. It displayed them. Sometimes they didn't even touch the blade. Just the threat, the slow draw of a knife across a table, that was enough. Terror lived in anticipation. Key hauling, ropes tied tight, dragged beneath the ship, barnacles like broken glass, salt water slicing skin, lungs screaming for air that wouldn't come. They did it once, then again, until what came up wasn't human anymore. Witnesses said it looked like feeding a man to the sea without letting go. And the sea, it keeps their secrets well. But the waves still whisper. And if you listen, really listen, you'll hear screams hidden in the swell. In 1631, Barbary pirates stormed Baltimore, Ireland. Over 100 villagers ripped from their beds. Men, women, children, dragged into darkness, shipped to North Africa, branded, sold, forgotten. The village was left in ashes, a warning carved in flame. Even silence was a weapon. Long pauses, blank stares. Some pirates broke a man without ever touching him, just with the promise of what might come next. When storms rolled in, some pirates believed it was the sea demanding sacrifice. A man who coughed wrong, a crew member who questioned luck. They'd be grabbed, bound, and hurled overboard. Not for mutiny, not for crime, just to appease whatever gods haunted the horizon. The crew called it feeding the waves. Edward Lowe captured a ship that never resisted. The crew begged, pleaded, prayed. Lowe tortured them anyway, then sealed them below deck and set the ship ablaze. They didn't need armies, just one ship and one black flag. And suddenly, the world felt smaller, more afraid. Witnesses on nearby vessels heard fists pounding, heard screams swallowed by smoke. No gold was taken, no message delivered, just fire and legacy. What would you do if your captain laughed while lighting your ship on fire? There were nights when no one slept, just listening for creaks on the water, for sails in the dark, for the cold breath of something evil arriving before the sunrise. Black Sam Bellamy decorated his ship with real human heads, skulls nailed to the bow, swinging in the sea wind, grinning. Some said the spirits inside protected the ship. Others believed they cursed it. But everyone agreed, if you saw those skulls on the horizon, you didn't fight. You prayed. They made horror look routine. Cutthroats who joked between screams, who passed rum while a man begged for his life, who smiled when the begging stopped. Roche Brasiliano once burned a woman alive to break her husband. He screamed, gave up the silver. They killed him anyway. Edward Lowe sliced off a man's lips, cooked them, fed them to him, then laughed as the man bled out. They weren't chasing gold. They were chasing the feeling. Even after they died, the sea didn't let them go. Bones tangled in coral, eyes pecked away by gulls, names never spoken again. And yet, despite it all, despite the cruelty, the fire, the agony, some still idolize them. Movies made them charming. Costumes made them fun. But history screams behind the masks. These weren't heroes. They were horrors in human form. And every romantic tale whispered about them drowns another scream beneath the waves. To them, screams were applause. Henry Avery attacked the fate of Muhammad. What followed wasn't a battle. It was extermination. The sea was their stage. The waves, their curtain. And behind it, a performance of terror played night after night. Unseen, unforgiven. Men tortured. Women violated. Children thrown overboard. One pirate wrote, "No mouths, no lies, no revenge." They didn't want survivors. They wanted silence. Blackbeard braided slow-burning fuses into his beard, lit them, let smoke pour from his face like a demon from hell. He didn't shout, he didn't charge, he just appeared, and men dropped their weapons. He understood the truth. Fear is faster than steel and louder than cannons. Don't think of parrots or rum or treasure. Think of skulls nailed to wood. Think of a scream that never stops echoing. Think of the silence after the splash. They weren't rebels. They weren't legends. They were nightmares with sails. And the sea still remembers them. Terror in the deep. Even ghosts steer clear of pirate waters. The sea remembers, even if the world pretends to forget.